Several school districts right here in San Diego County remain closed, but Cajon Valley Union has been open full-time since the fall with several safety measures in place.
Now they're taking it one step further by participating in a pilot program to test kids on campus for COVID. In this Learning Curve report, News 8's Shannon Handy joins us live to tell us what's different about these tests and why we could start seeing this method used in other schools. Shannon?
Yeah, Carlo and Heather, we've all seen those swabs that you stick inside someone's nose. They can be pretty invasive. Well, at Rios Elementary School in El Cajon, they're doing things differently. They are testing kids for COVID using their saliva. All the student has to do is spit into a vial just like this one. This gets sent to a local lab with results back the same day. Take a look. And it's as simple as that. We were there this morning as kids got tested. They're the first school in the Cajon Valley Union School District to test out this method. Right now, the program is voluntary with about 60% of students taking part. Rios Elementary was approached 2 months ago by the El Cajon-based company behind this, Calbiotech. Here's how it works. Teachers and staff oversee the test. Students spit in a tube, which is then sealed and picked up by a Calbiotech driver in the morning. Those samples are tested same day in their lab with results back by the afternoon. The turnaround is quick because instead of testing each sample, the lab tests the saliva in bulk by breaking classrooms into pods. If there's a positive test within that pod, then they test the individual samples in the pod. This is called surveillance testing.
There's 10 students. We split them up in two. If one of the pools is negative, it's safe to assume the entire individual group is negative. If the pool is positive, then you further test and you see where the positive is.
And that was a representative from Calbiotech. He says doing it this way isn't only faster, but it's cheaper. He says it's actually 3 times cheaper than using the nasal swab test. He also says that other districts in San Diego have reached out to him to inquire about these types of tests. Not only that, but districts outside California. In fact, when I was at the school today, there was someone from Arizona as well as Utah touring the campus to see how this test works.
Well, it's giving a little hope to some of these other school districts who would certainly like to get open sooner rather than later. But Shannon, one of the glaring questions here is that test as accurate as the nasal swab test?
Yeah, and that's one of the first things I asked him. He says they are just as accurate as the nasal swab, that they use the same PCR testing that you see with those nasal swab testing. So he says they're just as accurate. And I spoke with some parents whose children are doing this, and they say that the kids are actually excited to be tested for COVID, if you can believe that, because they would rather spit into a vial just like this one as opposed to having something stuck up their nose. So they say it's less invasive, it's cheaper, it's faster. When we were there, the kids were laughing. They were having fun with it, and it's done there every 2 weeks, and more schools within the Cajon Valley Union District are going to start testing this way starting next week.
Yeah, a lot of parents in other districts jealous right now. Shannon Handy reporting live on that El Cajon district situation. Thanks, Shannon.